Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna Jit, and today I'm going to talk to you guys all about healing. And I'm really excited for today's episode because, as much as I love that healing is low key becoming a trend, I'm also like, y'all need to be prepared for what you're getting into. Because if somebody would have told me, hey, this is what healing really looks like before I started my healing journey, I feel like I would have been a little bit more prepared for what I was about to get myself into because nobody really talks about the nit and gritty about healing. Because let me tell you something, healing is not peaceful. I'm sorry, but it's not. It is actually one of the most intense things that I've ever gone through in my entire life, and it has made me such a stronger person, but it is not peaceful. It is a lot of things. Healing is a lot of things, but honey, it is not peaceful. So, without further ado, if you are on your healing journey, if you want to begin your healing journey, or if you've been through all the ups and downs of the healing journey, get settled in because that is what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. I'm so excited because I think it's going to help so many of you guys for your healing journey, because we, as much as like, yes, I love me a hot girl summer, but we are doing healing girl summer this summer. Okay. All of my girls, we're doing healing girl summer. I need you guys to get prepared. Okay. Because we're going in. First thing that I want to talk about is, you probably, if you don't know anything about like a healing journey and you heard me say the healing is not peaceful, you're probably like blinking your eyes like, bitch, what the fuck do you mean it's not peaceful? That's the whole point. That's why I'm even trying to heal, or why I'm wanting to heal, is so I can be at peace. I'm sorry, girl, but it is not peaceful. It is going to bring up everything you've ever been through in your life, and all of the feelings are going to come to the surface. Every single feeling that you've ever had that's buried deep, 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 deep down, even things and traumas that you've literally, like your subconscious literally has tried to forget, will come up when you are on a healing journey. And that is going to make you more emotional. And that's what's going to make it not peaceful. So you need to be prepared for all of that to come up. There's a saying before getting a Misa done that if you are doing something in the dark, don't bother coming because it's all going to come out to play. That is exactly what the same thing when it comes to a healing journey. If you are doing something in the dark, or if there's something that you are seriously trying to forget and you really don't want to bring it up, you really don't want to heal from it, you might as well not even try, because healing, actual healing, is going to bring up every single thing that you've ever gone through, every single trauma, every single deep, dark, down in the gritty, nit and gritty, deep, darkest secrets are all going to come out, because you need to heal them. You need to move on with them. You need to let them go. So be prepared for all of that to come out to play. And even when you think you've dealt with everything that's been in your life, and you're like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to do anything anymore. I don't have to have any more spiritual awakenings. I don't have to go through any of that. Psh, honey, sorry, but that's not the case. There's going to be something else that you probably have forgotten that even happened to you is going to come out, and you're going to be like, holy shit, that hurts. There's a part in me that hurts so much from this one specific trauma, and it's all going to come out kind of like vomit. It literally is just like vomit, and it's honestly really fucking normal. So healing is not peaceful. Do not expect healing to be peaceful. Expect healing to be emotional. Expect healing to be exhausting, but expect healing to be fulfilling. Expect healing to be healing. When we have a broken bone, okay, or when we go through something traumatic, like there's a surgery, there's a birth, there is a broken bone, like I'm talking physical, our physical bodies, okay, when something like that happens, some big thing, and our physical bodies need to heal, it takes time. It gets ugly before it gets better. You're going to be sitting there on the couch in fucking pain and crying because your leg is broken, or because you just came from surgery, or because you just had your baby, and it's very emotional and there's so many things that come up. But eventually it's going to get better. But you have to go through that nit and gritty before you get to the beautiful side of being able to walk, run, and play and be back to who you were before this big thing happened to you. And that's exactly how healing is, but it's just continuously going on throughout your journey. One thing that is going to be that you're going to realize when you start your healing journey is that you are going to realize that you got some Delulu glasses. And you guys hear me talk about Delulu-ness all the time on the podcast. And you hear me say Delulu glasses all the time. So you might not even be like, what? You might be like, what the hell is a Delulu glasses, girl? Like, what are you talking about? Delulu glasses are literal shades, blinders of being like, I don't want to acknowledge this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it for what it is. We can be Delulu in great things and good things, right? We can be good Delulu, being like, I'm not going to accept what society deems as normal or what I should accept, and I want bigger and greater, and I'm going to be delusional and get all my wildest dreams. That's amazing Delulu. But there is also bad Delulu, and that is when you're just completely closed off. You don't want to acknowledge all of the things that have happened to you. You don't want to acknowledge that your husband is a fucking cheater. You don't want to acknowledge that your kids are taking advantage of you. You don't want to acknowledge that your best friend is a two-faced bitch. There is so many things that can go on, and you're just like, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally the blinders are on, and you're just literally coasting through life, living life like that. You're always being taken advantage of. There's somebody always looking about how they can get one up on you. And you're just letting them, and you're just letting it happen. And you're angry as fuck. You're mad. You're not even emotional. You're not crying. You're not sad. You're just angry. You're numb. You're frustrated with everything that is going on in your life. That is what it looks like when you have Delulu glasses on, and they're big, bitch. Think about the biggest shades you could possibly think of. That's what you got on right now. When you take those off, it is dangerous. And the reason why it's dangerous is because the life that you know right now is no longer going to exist, because you're going to see everything for what it actually is. You're going to see that your husband ain't shit, your friends ain't shit, your kids are acting up, your life is like fucking horrible. You're realizing, holy shit, how did I dig myself in this hole that is so deep? It almost feels like I can't get out of it. You can get out of it. You're gonna get out of it, but it's going to cause a huge shock factor in the beginning for you. It's gonna be very shocking. It's gonna be very like world breaking for you. And I know it's going to suck and it's going to hurt for a minute, but that is what I mean when I say healing is not peaceful. Healing is not peaceful because you need to take the Delulu glasses off to be able to see all the things that you are avoiding, to be able to heal them. Okay, so once we take those Delulu glasses off, be prepared that your world is going to shake up, bitch. It is going to, you are stirring the motherfucking pot when you take those Delulu glasses off. You're like this, and you're just sitting there smiling like, oh my God, my healing journey is going to be so peaceful. And the universe is sitting there laughing at you like, bitch, it's not going to be, you're going to be shell shocked for a little bit, but it's okay because eventually everything's going to get better. But right now it's going to suck because you're just stirring that pot. But it's okay, because the longer you live your life in Delulu world with the Delulu glasses of just letting people take advantage of you, the harder it's going to be when you want to eventually heal. Because it's going to end up, there's only two ways. It's either you're going to take the Delulu shades off and take them off and deal with it, and it's going to fucking hurt for a little bit, or you're going to keep prolonging it and just live your life in misery and live your life how it currently is, but 10 times worse. Because honey, trust me, it doesn't get fucking better by just sitting in the same situation. Your husband isn't going to magically become the best person in the world by just sitting in the same situation. Your life is not going to magically become the best thing that you want it to be by just sitting in the same situation. You have to change something. There has to be some change. There has to be some movement. And the only way to do that movement is to heal, and is to take the Delulu shades off. So you have to Come to terms with what your life actually is and how do people interact with you on the day-to-day basis? Who are the people that are in your life? What are they doing for you? What do you do for them? So we've talked about how is the healing journey not peaceful in the beginning of the healing journey, of the beginning when you're having the spiritual awakening of like, holy shit, this is my life, I need to change it. There needs to be a change. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the middle, okay? Because I think a lot of people think that healing journey or you being on a healing journey is going to be like 1 to 2 years. No, girl, it's like your whole life. You're not done. You're never going to be done. Like I said before, once you think you're done with the healing journey, the universe hits you with another lesson and you're going to be like, shit, and you're not done. So the middle of it is AKA your whole life. But you're going to come to a realization that there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen in your life that probably wouldn't have happened if you weren't on a healing journey. So I'm going to explain a little bit. Something about me, I'm sure most of you guys know, I am a waxer. That's what I do for a living. I own a salon. And one of my main dreams, one of the biggest dreams I used to have was I wanted to own suites. I wanted to be, of course, a salon owner, but I always wanted to own big, big suites. I wanted to be the next solo salon bitch. And I have an amazing man that I rent from for one of my locations. And I had just expressed to him this dream a long time ago, y'all. I'm talking a long time ago. And one thing that you have to realize again on this healing journey is that the version of you that you are currently in and the things that you want, more than likely, once you're starting to heal, you will not want those same things. And that's what happened to me. The dreams that I wanted so fucking bad about 3-4 years ago, honey, I do not want them anymore. And that is a tough pill to fucking swallow because it makes you upset, it makes you sad for that version of you, but it challenges you to stay true to what you actually want in this moment right now and not just doing it because you want to please the old version of you or those around you, but not doing it and choosing not to go forward with those dreams because that is not what's true to you. And that was a lesson that I learned recently. Was I had expressed to him that dream a long time ago, and randomly, I'm just living my life, coasting around, doing podcasts, this, that, and third. And all of a sudden he calls me up and he's like, Kianna, I have a perfect opportunity for you. And all of a sudden a place for suites lands on my lap and I don't have to do shit, y'all. Like the offer that got offered to me was actually insane. Like I literally couldn't even believe the offer that was landing on my lap. Like almost like if I told you all the numbers and if I told you everything, most people would be like, bitch, you are stupid. Why didn't you take that option? And the reason why I didn't take the option was because it didn't align to who I am right now. It aligned with what I was 5 years ago, but it did not align with who I am now. And one of my main things with being on my healing journey is being true and authentic to myself, not anybody else around me. And so old version of Kianna would have easily snapped the finger, okay, where's the paper? I'm signing the damn lease to do this because I wanted to please the guy that's helping me. I wanted to please, my family. Like, oh my God, look at this huge accomplishment I made. It's a huge dream that I had so long ago. Look at you guys, I did it. All of those things. Like I would have easily done it. But having to say no was fucking gut-wrenching. And I know that probably sounds like, bitch, you had to say no to an offer. Like, bitch, that's not gut-wrenching. No, it is. I promise you. Because I want you to put yourself in this predicament. If you started your healing journey and if it was a huge self-love healing journey and all of a sudden you got offered this amazing man and he was everything that you wanted, old version of you, old toxic version of you wanted. He was, had everything you wanted, but he was toxic as fuck. But old version of you would have loved that. Like he just gritty and he's a little controlling and all that stuff. All the stuff toxic old version of you would have like killed for, okay? Would have been man of her dreams that you no longer resonate with now. And now you want something completely different. what would you do? It would be gut-wrenching. It would be heartbreaking to be like, wow, I got this offer, something that I dreamt of and wanted for so long in my life. It's being offered to me, but I have to stay true to my healing journey. I have to stay true to myself and say no to it. And you guys, number one, the universe got a sixth sense of motherfucking humor. Okay, that's number one. But they will play some tricks on you, and they will play some tests on you to see if you pass. And honey, bitch, I passed. Okay, I passed, and it was hard. It was hard. I cried. I was mad. I was upset. I was frustrated. I was disappointed in myself. Like, I went through every single emotion possible when I had that offer. I remember talking to my husband about it, talking to my friends, my mom. I mean, I sat down. I did everything. I was like, I should just take this offer. What the fuck? Why am I even sitting here questioning it? But that is not what I align with. That is not what I want anymore. That's what I know, that my purpose does not align with that anymore. So I cannot wholeheartedly put myself in this situation, sign myself away to this situation if that's not what I want anymore. And it was really gut-wrenching, and it really set me down a low-key spiral. But that is what I'm talking about when I say that healing is not linear. Healing is not peaceful, because you're going to have like high peaks and low valleys, bitch. You are going to have moments where you're just feeling like you are on top of the world. Everything is amazing. You're like, wow, this is my life. You're doing yoga, you're meditating, sound baths. You're just, wow, this is amazing. Like, I feel so less triggered. I feel amazing. I feel positive. But then there's going to be, boom, universe is going to slap you in the face with a lesson or with an option, and it's going to send you down a spiral. But the difference with being on a healing journey is realizing the lesson within that. I had to realize, okay, this is a slap in the face of, Kianna, you need to be authentic with who you are and what you truly want. I was crying, boo-hoo crying for a solid like 5 months before that. Maybe like 6 to 8. Okay. Where I felt so lost. I didn't know what I wanted clearly. And I have been, ever since I was probably 15 years old, somebody with a very clear direction ahead. I had, okay, this is step 1, step 2, step 3 of what I wanted, who I wanted to be. It was very clear. I knew exactly what I wanted from my life. And all of a sudden, 6 to 8 months before all of this happened, I was lost. I was like, I don't know what I want. I know what I want, but I know what old version of me wanted. And am I not staying true to my old version of myself if I don't want those things anymore? And I was like, literally at a loss for words. I was juggling a lot of things. I didn't know where to pour my whole heart into. I didn't know where to pour my energy into. I didn't know what I was going to do. Quite literally, like, I literally didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. And universe heard me and was like, okay, bet she doesn't know what she wants to do. Bet she's lost. Okay, so I'm going to offer her something huge, stupid if she doesn't want to take it, right? Huge. This is going to be very clear for her to decide truly what it is she wanted. And in that moment, I did. In that moment, the prayer of me being so lost and confused and not knowing which avenue to take was answered, because I got that offer and I realized I didn't fucking want it. Okay. And it made everything so much more clear. But even though I had to go through the spiral a little bit, had to go through the crying episode, had to go through being angry, being mad, being all of that, being frustrated. And then all of a sudden you have this moment where you realize, bitch, wait a minute. There's a lesson in all of this. Wait a minute. Everything is so much more clear. And then you come back up and you go through the high peak again. And then there's going to be another valley later on where you're going to have another moment of realization of, oh, I should do this, or there's a lesson here that needs to be learned, or whatever the case may be. Because now that I went through that, I am so rooted in myself. I know what I want from my life. I know what I want to give the world. world, and I have a clear path of what I'm going to do to be able to give that to the world. And I know how to take action. I know how to say no to things, because something about me is I used to say it was so hard for me to fucking say no. Bitch, I was a certified people pleaser. I was like, you need me to do something? Yes. You need $1,000? Yes. Like it was bad. It was so fucking bad, y'all. I got taken advantage by so many people in my life, like ridiculous. Like when I look back, I'm like, bitch, ridiculous. Okay. I was a certified people pleaser, just saying yes to anything. You know how hard it would have been for old version of Kianna to say no to this man who literally put my dream on a silver platter and said, here you go, Kianna, here it is. And that's, even though I didn't want it, I would have just been like, yes, okay, thank you. Thank you so much for giving this to me. And our relationship, me and that guy's relationship, he's the sweetest little old man. I love him with all of my heart. Grew even more. He's amazing. He respected me being honest with him and me giving him my full honest opinion. And it has helped me so much more. It has given me so much more. And so again, healing is not peaceful. It's not going to be an easy peasy lemon squeezy type of thing, honey. It's going to be hard. You're going to have hard moments where you're going to have to say no to things that you previously would have really fucking wanted. Or you're going to have to say yes to things that previously you would have been terrified to fucking do. And that brings me to my second story of today's episode. And y'all, if you listen to Bestie Talk, then you know a little bit about my relationship with my biological father. But if you do not, and this is your first time hearing me, I have a very strenuous relationship with my biological father. I haven't really spoken to him in almost 3 years, but I'm going to talk a little bit today about the one time I did speak to him, and it was really surrounding around death. So we had a huge falling out a week before my wedding in 2022, and it was really fucking traumatic. He is actually what sprouted my whole healing journey of, kind of going non-speaking terms with your father might do that to a girl, but that's what started it all. And it was, I thank God for it. And as, again, going back to healing is not peaceful, back then, 2022 version of Kianna, when she literally had the realization that, holy shit, my dad abandoned me again. If she would have heard me saying today that I thank God for that interaction, for him leaving, because if that would have never happened, then I would have never sparked my healing journey. She would have been like, bitch, you're fucking nuts. But it all aligns with how it's supposed to align. But anyways, we're not speaking terms, and my sister, technically my stepsister, but my sister loses her mom. She had a strenuous relationship with her mom. It hit me like bad, like, wow, we're not promised tomorrow. Of course, everybody's going to hear that. We're not promised tomorrow. We all know that but when you have death literally hit you in the motherfucking face, that's different. A couple months later, my grandma dies. And my grandma is my world. My grandma and my mom are who raised me. My grandma was my everything. She still is. She is my everything. She is who taught me so much about life, about everything that I teach you guys. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And my dad knew that. My dad knew I was a grandma's girl. I mean, y'all, when my grandma passed and we were going through her house and we found so many home videos, something about me and my husband is we love watching like old stuff, but we loved watching old home videos from his family, my family, and we popped them in the thing and we were watching. And I mean, even on the fucking video, my dad is on there saying like, oh my God, Kianna loves her grandma. Like it is, everybody knows I was grandma's girl. And I called him the day she died to tell him like, hey, grandma died. No answer. I texted, hey, just want to let you know that my grandma died last night, And, back then I was really hoping for some like magical, oh my God, he's gonna, I don't know, say sorry or maybe show up for me, or not even show up physically, but on the phone like, oh my God, my daughter, that this must be very traumatic for her, didn't, just got a simple text, sorry to hear that. And I started going through a really intense grief process, obviously. And I remember being at a park. I love this park. I go to this park anytime I need some emotional clarity, or just like I need to be in some solitude. And I sat there and I cried, y'all. You know, just grief and dealing with guilt and dealing with all of that comes along with grief, the anger, the frustration. I mean, everything. I was just dealing with it all in that moment. And I was allowing myself to feel all those fucking feels. And I picked up the phone and I called him. No answer. And I let it rip on that motherfucking voicemail, y'all. I don't even know what I said. I couldn't even tell you if I knew. Like, I just let everything out. Every feeling, every deep, dark hole of a feeling, I just let it out. I was crying, boohoo, crying. I'm sure people could hear me for blocks, honey. It was a very emotional time in my life, but I needed to go through that. I needed to do that. I needed in that moment to be able to get it all out. And back then, 2022 Kianna, the one that just freshly, her dad just bounced and was like MIA, not talking to her anymore. If she would have found out that I was calling him up multiple times and he's not answering, and that I'm putting myself out there to get rejected, she would have been like, bitch, stop fucking calling. Like, stop doing that. Stop. We're not going to allow to be putting ourselves out there to get rejected. Like, what are you doing? But I needed to do that. And it's okay if I got rejected. It's okay if he didn't answer the phone. It's okay if he never even listened to the voicemail, because I needed in that moment to let my emotions out. The emotions and the anger and the frustration and the hurt and the trauma that I was holding on to for so many fucking years. For 26 years, I was holding on to. All came out within that one phone call. And when I tell you that my life changed for the better after that, oh my God, I'm not joking, you guys. I started to have so much clarity. I started to really become who I am. I really started to embrace who I am, started to fall more in love with myself, really started to see my self-worth. Like, it was amazing. And in that moment, I didn't realize how much it was helping me, how much this was going to help me. I didn't realize that. But now being on the other side, I'm like, wow, bitch, thank God you did that, because look at how different our life is just within a couple of months. So your healing journey is not going to be linear. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be peaceful. It is not going to be easy breezy lemon squeezy. It is going to hurt. It's going to be emotional. It's going to feel like the world is ending, but it's beginning all at the same time. And that is exactly what is supposed to happen. Accept it and love it for what it is. Do not try to compare your healing journey to the next person's, because they didn't go through the things that you went through. And do not fall victim to this fake ass persona online of the healing journey is all about yoga and praying and meditating and never crying and never having ugly moments, because I promise you it's fake as fuck. It's either they're not actually healing or they're not showing you the ugly side to it. So do not fall victim to seeing that stuff and then comparing your healing journey and feeling like you aren't up to par or you aren't doing what is right. Because let me tell you something. Every single time that I have felt like, fuck, like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing on this healing journey, like I feel lost, I feel hopeless, I feel just broken, that is right when I'm about to have a huge break in my healing journey, and I'm about to unlock a whole new level of myself and heal a bunch of traumas. Okay, so don't ever fall victim to the fake ass things that you see online, because most of it is some fake ass bullshit. Don't ever. Another thing, the last thing I want to leave you guys with, talking about healing. Do not be afraid of emotion. There is a reason why you're going to feel so emotional when you are beginning and when you are in your healing journey. It is because you have suppressed all of your emotions in the first part of your life. The first part of your life where you have put the blinders on and you have completely shut yourself off to all of the things that have happened to you and have lived in such anger and frustration. You have shut off also emotion. So do not be surprised when you are incredibly emotional when you are healing through all of your traumas. It is supposed to happen that way. Welcome your emotions. Be proud of them. It is a good thing to be fucking emotional. It's a good thing to cry at movies. It's a good thing to cry at a story that you're randomly seeing on TikTok. It's a good thing to feel empathy for the person that's standing on the street corner. It's a good thing to be happy for strangers. It's a good thing. Do not be afraid of your emotions, and don't you damn be shameful of your emotions. Do not allow the society to tell you that it's wrong to have emotions, because your emotions are what makes you powerful. Okay? Remember that healing isn't peaceful, healing isn't linear, but it is the best damn thing that has ever happened to me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned so much from today's episode. I hope you feel less alone and a little less scared of all the things that you're going to see and go through on your healing journey. Because, honey, when I tell you, you are not alone, girl. You was not alone. I love you guys so much with all of my heart. And I will see you guys next week on the next episode of the Bestie Talk podcast. Bye.